this program with IMF, again they insisted you get rid of it. But unfortunately, I just printed an article in this yesterday's Express Tribune on SRO reform. And I've analyzed what have they done and how the whole reform process has been not carried out in the right manner. What I want to say is that
this is the reform under the Extended Fund Facility, yes, which we signed in 2013, of which one of the conditionalities was that gradually the SROs will be weaned out and we'll move to a broadly uniform tariff structure.
Yes.
Now what you're saying is, although they have had lots of meetings, they have been talking about it, in reality the change is not the kind you would like to see.
Yes, yes. Yeah, because I give you 2 or 3 examples. One, some big SROs are issued. There were 2 major lobbying groups in this country. One is this automobile, PAMA, what the Pakistan Automobile Association, and the other is APTMA. Now, if you look at their SROs, they're not touched. They stay as it is. But on the other hand, there was an SRO for telecom, all their machinery will be 5%. That's been deleted. Now their machinery is 15, 20, 25, and they're crying. They say, we signed up with government of Pakistan 3G, 4G, we had committed to bring so much machinery in the country, and this is what you've done. So, they
in fact, the SRO removal has actually led to a higher tariff.
In most of the other cases, if you look at agriculture, promotion, all these things, they used to be 0 rated. Now everywhere they said because it was not done with good, it was good intention. I mean to say is because the customs collectors or the FBR, they believe in raising more revenue. So they thought this is another opportunity. Get rid of these SROs and raise the duties. So they have raised the duties. The actual objective of SROs was that you should not give somebody, some unit, some special concession and not deny to another.
So you don't have a level playing field.
So you bring the level to, now they have, they have said, an hospital can bring this hospital equipment free of duty or 5% duty load. But then they put a condition, you have to be registered with the Board of Investment. Or sometimes you have to have, if some agriculture wanted to bring some machinery, you have to go to National Food Security Ministry to bring that. That means there's only very special people who can get that, and so the whole purpose of reform, SRO reform, is failed.
So you think the SRO reform is not certainly moving in the direction that it should, and in fact, instead of making this structure more efficient, it may be making it more inefficient.
Yes, that's what it is.
Now I want to ask you one sort of a more theoretical kind of a question.
Yes, sir.
Not theoretical, but in terms of what the applied is. Now, basically you are in the WTO, etc. Previously we used to have in the 50s and 60s quantitative restrictions. And quantitative restrictions were then, according to the formation of the WTO, it was part of the new economic order. You could actually bind your tariffs at a particular rate, and many countries bound their tariffs at a higher rate. But unless there were some very exceptional circumstances, you could not.
Right.
Now, one of the questions I ask people is that how do you work out, like the World Bank says, that Pakistan has the highest tariff structure in the region. We are still averaging 20%, while others are 12 and 14%. Now, as an economist, the way to do it is to actually not look at what we call the nominal tariff. The nominal tariff gives you one particular rate. कि जी इस वक्त इस product पे 20% duty है.
ठीक.
But the same product is selling in the domestic market either through smuggling or through other forms and ways, and therefore is being sold at a lower price. As we know, for example, our total imports from China are shown as 7 billion, but actual imports are something like 12 billion. So the APAC Afghan trade is there, in which a large amount of goods which are meant to be imported, being imported by Afghanistan, get offloaded. A lot of producers are able to get goods through Dubai, through other forms of. So is there some sort of study being constantly done on the tariff structure of Pakistan, or is it just the nominal tariffs or the real tariffs as they affect it in terms of the market realities?
Okay, two or three points here I'll touch. First, just to explain for general purposes that there are two kinds of tariffs. One is our applied tariff, what is mentioned in our tariff book, and the other is what we have communicated to the WTO. That's called bound tariff, this is applied tariff. So most countries, developed countries and many developing countries, they have whatever is their applied tariff, that is their bound tariff. So the government is kind of bound not to take it beyond that. What Pakistan has done is, say on this ball pen, the actual tariff is 25, applied tariff. But we have conveyed to the WTO that our bound tariff is 75. We have taken 50 so that we should have the flexibility anytime we want to. And that is what is the problem with our regulatory duties. Other governments cannot, no other government in the whole world will have this. If they want to raise some tariff on something, there are WTO rules, anti-dumping rules, anti-subsidy. You do